Good morning, and thank you for tuning in to DHES TV News. Happy Women's History Month. This is A Week, Thursday, March 18th, 2021. And I am Mr. Thompson with today's announcements. Teachers, please read your staff announcements. Pandas, are you prompt and present? Are you ready for the attendance challenge? Please consider participating in the Poetry of the Pandemic contest. Panda Family is March. Our theme for the month of March is courage. Join us as we celebrate Women's History Month. Welcome Genesis Umana as she leads us through the Pledge of Allegiance and the District Heights Panda Pledge. And Get Fit as Mr. Jeffrey leads us through the Get Fit Minute. The DHES Panda Family, it's March. Have you been participating in the March Attendance Challenge? Every day we will shout out the classes with the highest attendance percentage in each grade. If you want your class to be shouted out on the morning announcements, make sure you are prompt and present every day. And now shout outs for 3/17/2021. Pre-K and kindergarten, Miss Longs, Miss Bacani, Miss Beasley, and Miss Burt's class. First grade, Miss Wallace's class. Second grade, Miss Jones and Miss Brown's class. Third grade, Miss Hooks and Miss Jordan's class. Fourth grade, Miss Harris, Mr. Smith and Dr. Johnson's class. And fifth grade, Mr. Butler and Miss Clee's class. Congratulations to the winners for yesterday's attendance. Keep showing up so we can shout you out. The DHES Reading Committee presents Poetry of the Pandemic. April is National Poetry Month. Requirements for the poem: 100 words or less. Types: haiku, sonnet, limerick, etc. Themes related to the pandemic. What have you been doing, thinking, feeling, etc. Entries are due by March 22nd, 2021. Please direct any questions to Mrs. Nettles at jenna.nettles@pgcps.org. That's jenna.nettles@pgcps.org.
Today we are going to talk about being brave and having courage.
Ooh, bravery and courage.
Do you know what it means to be brave?
It means to stand for yourself and never give up. That you would stick up for yourself if something happened. Courage is when you're nervous about something and makes you accomplish the goals that you want to accomplish. Standing up to something you're afraid of, like pirates, smoke alarms. The first day of school, moving to a whole other place, I'm not gonna know anybody. I'm also afraid of sinking to the bottom of the sea.
Rashad, talk to me about a time where you were afraid and you had to show courage.
You picked me and my friends for this trip not too long ago, where there was like a sky climber, and I had to climb my way up to the slide, but I got scared because I was so far up from the ground. I had to go back down and take a minute, so it was really scary.
Cass, can you think of an example of a time you were scared and you had to be brave?
Going to school and we had a fire drill. I was scared that there was going to be a real fire.
Oh.
I heard the fire alarm go off. I thought it was a real fire. In my head I was scared, but then I thought, I should be brave.
That's great. I think one of the things to keep in mind is you have to be scared in order to be brave.
A long time ago, I was also afraid of smoke alarms.
Smoke alarms and fire alarms are kind of the same thing.
So what were some of the things that you had to say to yourself?
I can do it.
You said that to yourself?
And then I went up the sky climber, made it to the slide, and came back down. I finally found my courage.
When you were scared of those sounds, those loud sounds, remember what I used to tell you to take all the time? And I still tell you sometimes you need to take a...
Deep breath.
That's right. Nice. When you're scared and you take a big, deep breath like that, how does that change how you feel?
It kind of helps me feel better.
Awesome. And you know what, Cassidy? I think that's some really good advice. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna play a little game. I'm gonna throw out some situations here, and you tell me if they are scary and need bravery, or if they're not that big of a deal, okay? Okay, are you ready? Going to the doctor to get a shot.
Eesh.
Oh yeah, we definitely have to be brave.
It makes me feel bloody. It hurts so bad. I think I still got a mark right here from the shot last year. Scary.
Scary for you? Why is that scary?
Shots hurt and there's a needle.
It's true.
I'm fine. I just don't care. I don't care either.
Really? Not even long needles? I'm scared of needles and shots.
It feels a little bit of pain, but I don't cry like I used to.
And on the way there, I remember you were like, can you tell me what it feels like again? Do you remember?
And she pinched me.
Just a little bit, yeah, just like that.
How about swimming in a swimming pool in the deep end?
Fun.
Oh my gosh.
That's easy. You don't need to be brave.
What do you think?
It depends on how deep the water is.
You're like really an inspiration for me because you know mommy is still like overcoming my fear of the pool.
I forgot you don't know how to swim.
I don't, but I'm getting there.
See, I love to swim as deep as possible, like on the very bottom. You know who taught me how to do that? My cousin, because she was a lifeguard, and she was trying to get me to dive, and I was afraid of that. But she taught me that if you go way down and look, the water looks really cool and sparkly at the very bottom.
What about going on an airplane?
That's tricky. Is that scary? No, not scary.
That's pretty easy. Especially because I get to watch TV the whole time.
The first time you went on an airplane, that was a little scary.
Yeah, that was a little scary.
Yeah.
You were more excited than afraid.
I wasn't afraid at all.
Yeah,
It
no.
looked like I was afraid because my face was a little pale. But I was just focused.
You were focused on what?
And then this computer.
How about this? Moving to a new state.
That's in the middle. Yeesh, that needs courage and bravery. She was a little scared, but I wasn't. A little? Moving can be very, very tricky, especially when you're leaving your closest friends.
So this is something that we just did, right? Where did we move from?
California
Okay, and where did we move to?
to Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
After moving from Washington, D.C. to California.
That's right. So you actually did it twice, right?
When I moved to a different school, I felt nervous.
Do you know why we moved a lot, right?
Yeah. Dad used to be in the Air Force, but he recently retired when we lived here. So no more moves until I'm in college.
We talked a lot about like why we were moving, right? So what was that like for you?
I was gonna leave my best friend, and like, I know sometimes it can be easy for me to make friends, but she was the only one that was actually my BFF. And I've never and am never gonna have a friend probably as good as that one.
Do you think that when you were going to your first day of school, that it was easier for you guys because you went together?
Oh, yeah. Something special about being a twin is that you're always with somebody, like you're not always alone.
That's really nice to have, even when you're at school, right?
Yeah.
Those moves always came at surprising times and sometimes weren't where we expected. But you know what? I think that you got really used to moving. Because about 2 years after we moved here, you said, when are we gonna move again? Isn't it time to move again?
I totally understand how that feels because when I was your age, I had a very best friend in the entire world. And when I had to leave, I had to leave her. And it was really, really hard. But you know, we're still friends today. And you still have your friend, right? And you guys still chat and leave each other messages and write long text messages with like 50 emojis.
What's a good part about moving?
Meeting new friends.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. What else?
I like exploring new houses and figuring out new things. Our house is a little bit broken. Not really.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
Now that Daddy's retired.
And we're probably not gonna move again, but we don't know, right? But what's really special about our family is that no matter what, we have us, right? We have the 4 of us and
The 5
the 5 of us.
Don't
we know
forget
that
the dog. He's just a child. Can't forget just a child.
him. And so then, no matter where we are in the world, as long as we're together, that's home, right?
That was awesome. Great job, guys.
Way to go.
Guys, I'm glad we're able to have this conversation. It's important to talk about being brave. It's important to talk about having courage.
What's one thing you've learned about finding courage in scary moments?
Going in my room and not just sitting there for a moment and then I'd go back out and have fun.
So if you take a moment and you breathe a little bit, you can overcome it. You can show courage.
Part of my main job as a dad to you is I want to teach you how to be able to take care of yourself, including being brave. That's why I taught you from the beginning the importance of taking those deep breaths and having experiences that you can draw on in the future.
And now, it's time for the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand, place your right hand over your heart, and follow along as Genesis Umana leads us through the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and for liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing, raise your right hand, and follow along as Genesis leads us through the District Heights Panda Pledge.
Today at District Heights, I pledge to do my best. I will be prepared. I will be respectful. I will show integrity. I will be determined to excel. Today at District Heights, I will be great.
And now it's time for the Get Fit Minute with Mr. Jeffries. Well, that's all I have for you today. Thank you for tuning in to DHES TV News. It's a good day to have a good day, so have a good day. Bye-bye now.